Ladies and gents and the rest, today we have a nerfed or fixed Anubarak. And before we get to the talents, let me show you the mechanics that have been changed. Let me show you the mechanics that have been changed. I'm going to show you both mechanics at the same time. So, mechanic number one. Now the levels of Anubarak are attached, the levels of the beetles of Anubarak are attached to Anubarak himself. So they're going to be the level of Anubarak, not the level of the units that you spawn. So let's prove that. Level 28 Anubarak, we are throwing chickens level 24. Okay. And you will see level 28 beetles, not level 24. And also, the second mechanic right away is that now all the beetles that come from the corpses of your units are spawned by Anubarak, which is exactly what you saw, right? So these are the two mechanics that have been changed. Now let's take a look at the talents. Talent number one, explosive shells. Scarab beetles explode on death, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Let's take a look. Throw in, boom. Okay, here is a beetle. Here is a fire hammer. Beetle level 28, fire hammer level 25. Boom. So this is how much damage this beetle does to the fire hammer. I know there are numbers. I'm just showing it to you how good or bad it is in the real situation. And also here is the radius of this beetle. Talent number two, trapdoor. Man, there is so many hidden mechanics here. At 50% health, summon 12 scarab beetles and temporarily burrow, avoiding attacks. Now I want you to pay attention to what happens. First of all, the talent is changed now. It's instead of 6, it's 12 whelps. 12 beetles, sorry. What happens when he goes underground? Watch. I'm going to pause it, but watch. Pay attention. Okay. 50% health. Burrows. Boom. You see this little stars above the Drake's head and above everybody's head. You see this little star right here, little star right here. For those who didn't understand, when he goes underground, he also stuns everybody above, including flying units. That is actually never mentioned in the description of the talent. First time ever. And talent number three, regenerate 33% health when emerging from a burrow. So this is the only talent that hasn't been changed at all. Boom, charges, restores 33% HP. He does that every 8 seconds. If every 8 seconds, if there is anybody to charge, he will restore 1/3 of his HP. Well, what can I tell you? The talents are definitely stronger now, some of them. Obviously, Beetle's talent, the explosion talent, it's a nerf. However, in my opinion, Anubarak is still strong. I played them today, few games, and performs them extremely well. He's not that Anubarak anymore. However, you definitely have chances to get like 7.5k plus with him. I know players who did it now after nerf. And what do we take? The talents. Because now I don't know what I suggested the first time, but obviously number one is explosive shells. It's a lot of damage, and it still kind of works the same way, except the beetles after the units die, beetles spawn above Anubarak's head. It's still a lot. It's still good. It still works really well. Talent number one, explosive shells. Talent number two, I would go with trapdoor. Because first of all, we didn't know about stun. Second, if you use regenerate, and let's say you go again against Baron Raven there on the battlefield, like Timbermaw Hold in the center of the bridge, you go like Anubarak versus Baron. Baron is going to beat the shit out of you, and if you don't have anybody to charge, that regenerate talent is not really usable, and you can face Baron, I mean, very often, because he is used almost in every meta, all the time, everywhere. So if you have Trapdoor in this case, at least you have more chances to survive, because you go underground at 50% health, the bugs come up, everybody's stunned, the bugs will kill, might kill a lot of things, also bugs will aggro things, and you have chances to survive. But with this talent, if you have nobody to charge, you're screwed. Yes, your charge distance is pretty short. Like, you can literally charge, like, as long as I come out of the melee range, you can already charge. But again, I don't think it's useful. It's purely my impression, okay? Because I probably will never use this talent anyway. So, explosive shells. Number 2, I would go trapdoors. Number 3, I would go regenerate. And now, the most important thing, now you have to have Anubarak as high level as possible. So you have to decide, you either keep him blue and you will be level 10 because he's going away after January 3rd, I believe. You have to decide, are you going to keep him blue, level 10? Or you're going to make him a legendary level 11. You have to decide now, to see if you buy stars or not. So I will definitely upgrade him to the maximum, because it's a limited time. What if he is still overpowered? Like right now, the towers and the modifiers are not for him. Just imagine what happens when the piercing tower starts. Piercing tower kills 1 bug per shot, maybe like per even 2 hits. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a nightmare for those towers. That's all.